12 Genius Car Hacks No One Knows About. Nearly 96% of car owners are paying full price for repairs and services that have a free or near-free alternative sitting right in their garage or kitchen cabinet. Some of these fixes take under a minute. Others protect components worth thousands of dollars for the price of a coffee. And the real problem is not that this information is hidden. It is that nobody in the repair industry has any financial reason to share it with you. Today you are going to see 12 car hacks that sound too simple to be real but are backed by real chemistry, real engineering, and real savings. Let us get into it. Hack number 12. Aluminium foil on corroded battery terminals. Look closely at your battery terminals the next time you open the bonnet. That white or blue powdery buildup is creating electrical resistance between the battery and the entire electrical system, forcing the alternator to work harder, increasing fuel consumption, and shortening both components simultaneously. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with warm water, pour it onto the terminal, let it fizz, scrub with an old toothbrush, rinse, and dry. Then place a small square of aluminium foil between the terminal clamp and the post. The foil improves conductivity and slows future corrosion by reducing direct metal-to-air contact. A box of baking soda costs under $2. The alternator it protects costs $300 to $600 to replace. Hack number 11. Dry shampoo on fabric seats. Fabric seats absorb sweat, food residue, and body oils over months and create that stale smell that makes a clean-looking car feel unpleasant the moment you close the door. Interior extraction services run $80 to $150. Dry shampoo uses the same active principle for a fraction of the cost. Spray it evenly across the seat, let it sit for 5 minutes, brush with a soft bristle brush, then vacuum the residue away. The absorbent powder pulls oil-based contamination out of the upper fiber layer where most of the odor actually lives. A can costs $4 to $8 and covers all 4 seats multiple times. Hack number 10. Rubber band windscreen wiper fix. Streaking wipers are almost never caused by worn rubber in the first 2 years. They streak because car wash silicone, polish residue, and road film contaminate the blade edge. Before replacing anything at $30 to $80 per pair, stretch 2 rubber bands along the blade length to hold it flat, then run a cloth soaked in rubbing alcohol firmly along the full edge several times. The bands apply even pressure while the alcohol dissolves the contamination layer. Release, test, and in the majority of cases the streaking disappears completely. Rubbing alcohol costs $2 to $3. Most people replace wipers 4 times before ever trying this first. Hack number 9. Vaseline on rubber door seals. The rubber seals around every door and the boot lid dry out progressively from UV exposure and temperature cycling. Once they crack, wind noise and water intrusion follow. Replacement seals cost $60 to $200 per door, and most of that expense is entirely avoidable. Petroleum jelly applied to all door seals twice a year keeps the rubber supple, prevents cracking, and maintains the compression needed for a complete weather-tight seal. Work a thin layer along the entire seal with your finger, wipe off the excess, and the door closes with a noticeably quieter and tighter feel immediately. A jar costs $2 to $3 and contains enough product for years of twice-annual applications across the entire car. Hack number 8. White vinegar for engine bay plastic. The black plastic covers inside your engine bay fade to chalky gray from heat cycling and UV exposure. Detailers charge $60 to $120 for engine bay cleaning and dressing. But the fading is surface oxidation and it responds directly to mild acid. White vinegar diluted 50-50 with water applied with a cloth removes the oxidized layer and light mineral deposits, causing the chalky appearance. Let it sit for 2 minutes, wipe clean, then follow with a light coat of petroleum jelly to seal the surface. Cleaning before dressing means the product bonds to clean plastic rather than sitting on oxidation and washing off after the first rain. White vinegar costs under $2. Most households already have it. Hack number 7. Cornstarch for wet carpet. Water inside the cabin needs to be addressed within the first few hours or mold growth begins inside the carpet padding, creating health risks and an odor that no air freshener touches. Cornstarch absorbs moisture at a rate comparable to commercial desiccants because its fine particle structure has an extremely high surface area. Pour a generous layer over the wet carpet, work it lightly into the pile, leave it for 2 hours minimum, then vacuum thoroughly. This handles the vast majority of spill and light intrusion cases that would otherwise sit wet overnight. A bag of cornstarch costs $1 to $2. Mold remediation in a car interior runs $200 to $500. Act in the first 2 hours and you avoid the second bill entirely. Hack number 6. Pencil graphite on sticky locks. A sticky lock seems minor until it fails completely in the rain at night. Locksmiths charge $50 to $100 for a call-out. The professional solution is dry graphite lubricant, which mechanics use specifically because it lubricates without attracting dirt the way oil-based products do. The free version is a standard pencil. Rub the tip firmly across the teeth of your key several times, insert it into the lock, and work it in and out through the full range of motion. The graphite transfers onto the cylinder components and lubricates them on contact. Never use WD-40 inside a lock. It leaves an oily residue that collects grit and makes the problem progressively worse. Pencil graphite costs nothing and is already in your house. Hack number 5. Olive oil on leather seats. Leather seats crack because they dry out. Once the surface breaks, moisture and dirt enter the hide and accelerate deterioration from the inside. Professional leather reconditioning runs $100 to $300, and most of it treats damage that proper maintenance would have prevented. A small amount of olive oil worked into leather with a soft cloth in circular motions, then buffed off completely with a clean dry towel, moisturizes the hide and restores suppleness immediately. Use very little. The goal is absorption, not coating. Too much sits on the surface, attracts dust, and leaves the seats greasy. Done correctly with a thin application twice a year, it keeps leather soft and crack-resistant for a fraction of the cost of any commercial conditioner. Hack number 4. Chalk on squeaky brakes. A light squeak from brakes that are otherwise performing correctly is one of the most misdiagnosed problems in routine servicing. The squeak triggers an inspection, and the inspection triggers a recommendation for new pads or rotor resurfacing at $150 to $400. In many cases, particularly after rain or after the car has sat unused, the squeak is surface oxidation on the rotor face with nothing to do with pad wear. Apply a small amount of blackboard chalk to the face of the brake pad where it contacts the rotor. If the noise stops after the first few brake applications, the components are fine and the squeak was acoustic, not mechanical. This test costs nothing and potentially saves hundreds. Always investigate further if squeaking comes with reduced stopping performance or grinding. Hack number 3. Lemon juice on chrome trim. Chrome trim develops water spots, light rust blooms, and general dullness that makes a car look neglected. Chrome polish products run $8 to $20 and many are more abrasive than needed, wearing through the thin plating layer faster than necessary. The chemistry behind chrome spot removal is mild acid dissolving mineral deposits. Lemon juice delivers exactly that without the abrasive component. Apply it to a microfiber cloth, work it over the affected chrome in small circles, let it sit for 60 seconds, then rinse and dry immediately and thoroughly. Follow with a thin coat of car wax to seal the surface. A bottle of lemon juice costs $1 to $2. For chrome that is dull from deposits rather than physically damaged, the result is indistinguishable from a professional detail. Hack number 2. Peppermint oil against rodents. Rodents cause thousands of dollars in electrical damage in hours. Wiring harnesses destroyed, sensors compromised, insulation torn apart, all from an animal that found your engine bay warm and undisturbed. Peppermint essential oil is overwhelming to rodents and acts as a highly effective natural barrier. Soak cotton balls in peppermint oil and place them around the engine bay, particularly near air intakes and wheel well openings. Reapply every 2 to 3 weeks. Unlike mothballs, peppermint oil maintains its intensity and does not produce harmful fumes near your air intake. Professional pest control runs hundreds of dollars and uses harsh chemicals. A small bottle costs $8 to $15 and lasts for months of consistent protection. Hack number 1. Compressed air for the AC evaporator. That musty smell when you turn on the AC is not coming from outside, and it is not from a dirty cabin filter. It is mold and bacteria colonizing the evaporator core, a component sitting in permanent darkness and moisture inside your dashboard. Shops charge $50 to $150 for evaporator cleaning. The product they use is freely available. Buy an aerosol AC evaporator cleaner for $8 to $12. Start the engine, set the fan to maximum on fresh air intake mode, Locate the intake at the base of the windscreen on the passenger side and spray the product directly in while the fan draws it through the entire system. Run the fan for 5 minutes after application. Do this twice a year and the musty smell never returns. Air fresheners mask the problem for 2 weeks. This eliminates the source permanently. If any of these saved you a trip to the garage today, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the next one. Drop a comment telling us which hack surprised you the most and what car you are driving right now. We read every single one. Click the next video because what is coming next will completely change how you think about every service interval you have ever followed. The industry does not want you to see it.